Welcome to my channel Universe 369. This is the third installment to my Mathematics of Michael Jordan series. In part 1 and 2, I gave you the best possibilities of what the numbers could mean. In this one, I'm just showing with sheer arithmetics, this is not mere coincidence. Just like that rhyme wasn't. In Michael Jordan's life and his career, I have been finding the 3, 6, 9, and 23 pattern occurring at a scary rate. A rate so high, mere coincidence is the lowest possible explanation. This is for those who have the viewpoint that I'm just finding the number patterns because I'm looking for them. Well, to find the amount of occurrences as I did, I had to look for them. It's called research. I'm not telling you about my personal experiences with the numbers, although that is another story and definitely worth telling. But if I'm gonna prove these numbers are not mere coincidence, I'm not gonna tell you I see them everywhere. I'm not talking about me and my experiences. I'm talking about the greatest and most successful athlete of all time, Michael Jordan. I'm gonna show you the numbers 3, 6, 9, and 23 tell the entire Michael Jordan story. There's no need for speculation or interpretation. The numbers have made themselves a part of history, forever there for everyone to look and marvel at. I'm gonna summarize everything to help you see the bigger picture, so you don't think it's just a few stats and there's nothing to it. So sit back, relax, and let the numbers tell the story. Let's start with Jordan's dad. He was born in 1936, 936. He was 36 years old when MJ was born in 1963, 963. Then the Chicago Bulls 3 years later in 1966, 966. Their first season was the 1966-67 season. In the NBA, the season spans between 2 calendar years because it begins around October and ends around April the next year. So the year of the championship would be in the second year. Chicago Bulls' first season is the 1967 season. Add that up, it equals 23. Get used to this reoccurring theme of the year equaling 23 when we're talking about Michael Jordan. So MJ joined the NBA after 3 years in college. He was the third pick at age 21. He was the Rookie of the Year for the 1985 season. Add those up, 1, 9, 8, and 5. It equals 23. His first playoff game, he scores 23 points. Oh yeah, 1985, the NBA had 23 teams. Is this just mere coincidence? In his second year and third game, you see the 23 again there, right? He gets injured, returns to play the last 15 games of the season, makes the playoffs to face the Boston Celtics in the first round and gets swept 3-0. In the second of his 3 losses, his 6th overall playoff game, he sets a playoff record 63 points, 54 in regulation, then 5 in the first OT and 4 in the second OT, 54 and 54, it's 9-9. While he was 23 years old, that record has yet to be broken. It was the game where Jordan began his legacy of greatness after a 23-year-old Jordan recovered from an early season injury during his 6th playoff game, put 63 up on the dominant Celtics in 6 quarters, 2 overtimes. Larry Bird said, "I think that was God disguised as Michael Jordan." In his third year, he became the only person to score 3,000 points in a season other than Wilt Chamberlain. He reached the 3,000 point of the season on a bucket that he scored, which also gave him a record of 23 consecutive points in a game. It's like he's seen the 3,000 mark and decided to just score every time until he got it, and then let a teammate finally score. His third year, 3,000 point on 23 consecutive points. Is that just mere coincidence? It just might be. But wait, There's more. During his 6th season, he scores his highest scoring game of his career. He scores 69 points on his 69th game of the season to make his team have a record of 46-23. That's 66%. He made 23 shots, 21 of 23 from the free throw line. His stat line was 69 points, 18 rebounds, and 6 assists. 69 is simply 3 23 times. Oh yeah, he hit 2 threes out of 6, making that 33% from the three-point line. Is it just me, or is all these numbers divisible by 3, with the number 23 seeming to oversee it all? In his first 6 years, he does not win a championship. Then he wins 3 straight. In his 3rd finals game, he has his first late game heroics in the finals, hitting a shot barely getting it over Vlade Divac's hand with 3 seconds left, tying the game to send it to OT to eventually win that game and the series. His first NBA championship is the only championship he won without winning it in 6 games. He faced the Blazers in his 2nd NBA Finals. In Game 1, being his 6th overall finals game, he sets a finals record with 6 3-pointers in the first half, what many say is the greatest half of the NBA Finals by an individual of all time. He missed his first 2 threes, then he made 6 in a row, then missed his last to make him 6 for 9 from 3 in the first half. He made 3 threes in the first quarter and 3 threes in the second quarter. His 3rd 3 gave the team 23 points, and his 6th 3 gave his team 66 points. The Bulls scored 33 points in the first quarter and 33 in the second quarter, making it 66 at halftime. Then in the end, they beat the Blazers by 33 points. Oh yeah, I forgot another one. He was the 3rd player to make 6 threes in the game, and he did it in just 1 half. Is this still looking like coincidence to you? Well, I'm not even close to done yet. In 1993, at age 30, he wins his 3rd championship, then retires after his 9th season after his dad dies on July 23rd, 1993. In his 9th year, all of this happens. In numerology, 9 is the number that ends an era. So he's age 30 when he wins his 3rd championship, and then his dad dies a month later on the 23rd. Mere coincidence? You tell me. The only year he didn't play for the Bulls from 84 to 98 is the year 1994, which equals 23. In case you haven't caught on, every 9 years equals 23. He started his career on the year that equals 23, so every 9 years after that, it equals 23. If he started on a year that equaled 15, every 9 years it would equal 15 again. Because after 9, the cycle of numbers just keeps repeating itself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So he retires for the 1994 season to play baseball. He takes 636 days off of basketball, then returns to the NBA wearing 45 on the 66th game of the season. He wore 23 for 9 years, then changed it to 45, which is 9, like his Olympic number. What I believe shows MJ's awareness of the numbers is when he switched from 45 back to 23 on his 23rd game back, which was shocking when I did the math and figured it out. It was during the 6th game of the playoffs. The game before he switched numbers, Nick Anderson stole the ball late in the game from MJ to steal the game from the Bulls. Nick Anderson said, "I couldn't have done that to number 23. 45 ain't 23. The next game, Jordan shows up wearing number 23. What are the odds Nick Anderson says that to motivate Jordan to turn back to number 23 on his 23rd game back? Or did Michael Jordan already have that planned out? At age 33, Jordan has the greatest season ever with a record 72 wins in the Bulls' 30th season. He plays the Sonics in the finals in the 6th game of the series. In Jordan's 23rd overall finals game, he wins the championship on Father's Day. How epic is that? He wins a championship on his 23rd finals game after his dad dies on the 23rd of July, 1 month prior to the 3rd anniversary of his death. MJ scored 22 in that game. Oh, can you imagine if he got one more point to make it 23? I bet you Jordan was trying to get that 23rd point. And Chicago won the first 3 games of the series. And it's as if Michael Jordan wanted to wait to Game 6 to win it on Father's Day on his 23rd overall finals game. How do these numbers add up this way? You must ask yourself, is it mere coincidence? With such an epic career and the numbers following him the whole way, all of his hard work, his retirements, his dad dying, then him winning a championship on Father's Day, what he does to end his career as a Bull puts the icing on the cake for all of you number doubters out there. No way you can deny this sheer arithmetic as mere coincidence anymore. His final game as a Bull. It was his 6th game of his 6th championship during the 6th month of the year. He's down 3 points in the final minute. He quickly scores a layup, then steals the ball from Karl Malone. He's down 1 now with time running down. He hits the game-winning shot to clinch his 6th championship. His final heroics is captured as he lets go of the shot with 6.6 seconds left. This is the last image of Michael Jordan as a Bull. During this game, the 6th game of the 6th championship, he made his 9th shot to score his 23rd point of the game, giving his team 23 points in the second quarter, which tied the game 45-45. Then he scored his 45th point on the 6th shot made of the second half to win his 6th championship, leaving behind the lasting image of him frozen in time with 6.6 seconds left, making the score 87-86. You may think I'm reaching with this one, but I don't see why. When you add the score up, 8 plus 7 plus 8 equals 23. Then you're left with 6. It's 23-6. Are these numbers 3, 6, 9, and 23 impressive or what? Please don't tell me you still think it's mere coincidence. But if you do, keep watching, cause these numbers don't stop. Alright, let's look at his total numbers as a Bull. After the 1998 season, he retired for 3 years to join the Wizards for the 2 final seasons, to basically fix the numbers that the Bulls era didn't fix. He played 13 years in Chicago. That didn't divide by 3, so 2 more years made it 15. Got the numbers right. He averaged 31 in Chicago in the season. That didn't add up, so he came back to drop it down to 30 points per game. He averaged 33 in the playoffs, so no need to make the playoffs as a Wizard. He would have messed the numbers up instead of fixing them. His last season as a Wizard, he racked up his games off the bench stat to of course result in 33 games off the bench for his career. That means he was the 6th man 33 times. Come on guys, that's insane. He was the 6th man 33 times. And that stat alone isn't much, but when you add it on top of the 100 I already just mentioned, it's bizarre. Only one championship didn't end in 6 games. That was his first one. The numbers couldn't allow for all 6 to be in 6 games. That's a bit too obvious. You gotta create some room for skeptics, I guess. You can't have every single number equaling 3, 6, and 9, and 23. What's the point? Everyone would notice it then. It wouldn't take little old me to dive into all these stats and come out with something insane that's gonna land me in the psych ward because I'm seeing all these numbers everywhere. It's like his 5 MVPs. He should have got 6. He didn't get it in 1997, even though they won 69 games, just 3 less than the previous year, which set the record for 72 wins in a season. I guess the numbers didn't want him to be 6'6" with 6 chips and 6 MVPs and 6 finals MVPs. It's just a bit too much, huh? But I guess since he didn't win all championships in 6 games and he didn't get 6 MVPs, I guess it's just mere coincidence. Let's talk about the Wizard years. His first season with the Wizards, he played 60 games and went 30-30. The Wizards were previously the Bullets, so Jordan always remained a Bull. If you think that is silly to make that connection, well, how about if I told you the Wizards started in Chicago? Is that a silly connection? What about the Bullets spending 23 years in Washington before changing their name to the Wizards after Jordan's Bulls swept them out the playoffs? They had to change the name so that it wasn't so obvious MJ went from the Bulls to the Bullets. Imagine if they didn't change their name to the Wizards. Michael Jordan retires from the Bulls and returns to the Bullets? Come on. The 2 teams with bull in it must be something to do with the Greek goddess of victory named Nike, who was known for slaying bulls. But I'm not gonna get into that. Probably just a coincidence anyway. Let's talk about Michael Jordan's jersey numbers. Those numbers tell the story. It's 23, 45, and 9. 9 is his Olympic number. So 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 9. Would you think I was lying if I told you that equaled 23? Or would you just chalk it up as another mere coincidence? How about 23 is the 9th prime number? How about 45 is the 23rd odd number? We give 23 chromosomes to our kids. We pass down information in increments of 23. The way we keep track of time is in 3s. 60 seconds in a minute, 60 minutes in an hour, 24 hours in a day. When we're 18, we're legal. When we're 21, we can drink and gamble. What's up with these 3s? Every sport we watch is designed around the number 3. Just look up the dimensions of basketball, football, hockey, definitely baseball, and tennis. Come on. 3 sets to score 6. I see 666 way too often looking at tennis highlights. No love. Where's the love at? I guess love equals nothing in the eyes of tennis. Alright, let's get back to the mathematics of Michael Jordan. So he won 6 All-Star games, and he missed 93 games in his career. He built his home in 1995, and guess how far it was away from Chicago? It was 23 miles away. Tell me that's coincidence. His last game of all time, his last game he ever played was against the... Come on, you know who it was against. It was against the Sixers. Ironically, he scored 15 points, went 6 for 15, and made 3 free throws. Oh yeah, coincidentally, his final game score was 107 to 87. Just add it up, you know it equals 23.
It has to.
I wanted to save this for last. I even kept this stat from my family. so I can have something to shock them with, cause I update them almost every time I find something new. But this one I kept to myself. Now we all know Nike is Jordan's shoe company. As I mentioned earlier, Nike is the Greek goddess of victory who slayed bulls and gave special abilities to humans to win in sport and in war. The Olympic Games idolized Nike, putting Nike on their medals, not the swoosh, but an actual depiction of the goddess. By the way, that swoosh, or swoosh, or whatever you want to call it, is the wing of the goddess Nike. The Olympic Games began in the new era in 1896 in Athens, Greece. Every 4 years they play the Olympic Games and they are known as Olympiads. So in 1896 was the first Olympiad. In 1900 was the second Olympiad, and so on and so on. Before MJ played for the Bulls, he already played for Nike in the Olympics in 1984 as a college player and dominated the world in the Olympic Games, known as the, wait for it,
the 23rd Olympiad. The 23rd Olympiad.
What are the odds? I would like to know the odds to all these numbers. I need a mathematician to break these odds down. What are the odds everything happened the way it happened, so that the number pattern of 3, 6, 9, and 23 fall beautifully around Michael Jordan and everything he does? Trust me, I know, these numbers will get your head spinning just listening to them. Imagine what I'm going through doing all this research, and I probably still have a lot more to find out. So do you really still believe it's mere coincidence? Please leave me a comment, let me know. There's no way. I would like to hear your reasoning with this, because I understand if you just hear a few numbers and someone says, hey, that's Illuminati, or hey, that's the Masons. But Michael Jordan has hundreds of stats with these numbers 3, 6, 9, and 23 popping up. Now I could mention a few statistics with John F. Kennedy that might be coincidence. John F. Kennedy got shot during his 33rd month of presidency during his 3rd year. Supposedly 3 shots were fired. He got shot at 12:30. 12 is 3, 30 is 3, that's 33. Right after he got shot, he was going under the triple underpass. It's an underpass that combines 3 roads at once. And I can't forget, he was shot on November 22nd, 1963. November 22nd is 11/22. That is 33. With the year 963. 1963, the year Michael Jordan was born? Coincidence? Now I understand you're skeptical about the John F. Kennedy thing, because it's only a few stats, it's only a 1 instant. But with Michael Jordan, it spans throughout 18 years. So if you really still think it's mere coincidence and the sheer arithmetics don't work, check his Hall of Fame speech out. The video is posted by the NBA's official Hall of Fame YouTube channel. First, you see an obvious duration of 23 minutes and 23 seconds long. He calls Jordan up at the 9-second mark. Jordan gives his whole speech and says his final words exactly as the time strikes 23 minutes.
Because limits, like fears, are often just an illusion. Thank you very much.
Then they wait 23 seconds to end the video. What is going on here, guys? What is going on? Alright, so I'm gonna wrap this up. Is the mathematics of Michael Jordan just an accident? Just a mere coincidence? I believe I have proven it not to be. The 3, 6, 9, and 23 are surrounding him. It's clear he puts the numbers together to add to 23. as he did with the price he is selling his house for, at $14,855,000. Add those numbers up and you get 23. Even the people who reported that news, they understood that that figure equals 23. It's kind of obvious. I just don't see how nobody else has found out what I have found out. I believe it's a clear-cut case. He is aware and believes in the numbers. If you don't, he definitely does. And I can't help but believe there's way more to it than mere coincidence. I would love for someone to ask Michael these questions. Hey Mike, what do you think of 3, 6, and 9? Do you know all your numbers add up to 23? Do you know you are 6'6" with 6 championships? On the 6th game of your 6th championship, you with the game-winning shot, and the last image of you as a bull is took with 6.6 seconds left? Did you know your 6th playoff game you set the record for 63 points? Did you know in your 6th finals game you set the record with 6 3-pointers in the first half? Did you know in your 23rd finals game you won the championship on Father's Day? Did you know that, Mike? Is that why you chose to live 23 miles away? These are some interesting questions, and I don't see how you can dodge them. You're not gonna go to prison for it. It's just information. Do you believe in the numbers? Well, I already know the answer, and the answer is yes. For all of you thinking I'm making these numbers up, please go and fact check them. I would like to know if I am wrong or not in anything that I said. We are human and we do make mistakes, especially when you're looking at these numbers. It's kind of confusing and you're bound to make a mistake here or there. But I tried my best to fact check everything and add the numbers up correctly. So if anything I said is incorrect, let me know. And trust me, there's nothing like looking his numbers up for yourself. Thanks for watching my 3rd and final installment of the Mathematics of Michael Jordan, Part 3, Mere Coincidence.